Hey, shalom everyone. This is Chris Shoemaker, also known as Yehuda Ben Shomer, and you're watching the Ponderings of the Perkei Avot. Today we are in chapter 3, verse 1, which reads, Akiva, the son of Mahael, would say, reflect upon three things, and you will not come into the hands of transgression. Know from where you came, where you are going, and before whom you are destined to give a judgment and an account. From where you came, from a putrid drop. Where are you going? To a place of dust and maggots and worms, and before whom you are destined to give a judgment and an accounting, before the Supreme King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be He. I'd like to read to you from Numbers chapter 16, verses 1 through 3. It says, Now Korah, the son of Izhar, the son of Kohath, the son of Levi, which meaning that they were relatives of Moses and Aaron, and Dathan and Abiram, the sons of Eliab, and On, the son of Peleth, sons of Reuben, took men, and they rose up before Moses with certain of the children of Israel, 250 princes of the assembly, famous in the congregation, men of renown. So you had over 200 men that rose up in a revolt, in a coup d'etat, if you will, in a mutiny against Moses and Aaron, some from the tribe of Levi, some from the tribe of Reuben. And they gathered themselves together against Moses and against Aaron and said unto them, You take too much upon yourself, seeing all the congregation are holy, every one of them, and the Lord is among them. Wherefore then lift ye up yourselves above the congregations of the Lord. So basically these 250 some men are saying, Moses, Aaron, who do you think you are, ruling over the children of Israel? Aren't we all separated unto God? Aren't we all holy? What makes you better than us? So again, in 3:1 it says, remember where you came from. You came from a putrid drop. Now, obviously, that's alluding to the seed of man. It's alluding to semen, to sperm, right? You came from a putrid drop. In other words, we all had the same beginning. You know, every one of us came from the same place. So we all had humble beginnings. We came from a putrid drop. So Korah acted just as Moses' sister and brother acted at one point, because Miriam and Aaron both rose up against Moses and said, hey, aren't we prophets too? Does God only speak to Moses? Doesn't he speak to us as well? And we know what happened. Miriam contracted leprosy and was put outside the camp, and God was pretty angry with Aaron too, and then they had to repent. Well, we know about this sedition that came up from the camp of Korah and Dathan and Abiram. They were all basically turned into crispy critters, right? So, where are you going? That's the next question in Perkei Avot 3:1. Where are you going? To a place of dust, maggots, and worms. We all have the same beginning, and we're all going to have the same end. We're all going to be worm food. We're all going to be fertilizer. We're all going to be pushing up daisies, right? So Numbers 16:28 through 35 said, And Moses said, Hereby you shall know the Lord hath sent me to do all these works, for I have not done them of my own mind. If these men die a common death of all men, or if they be visited after the visitation of all men, then the Lord has not sent me. So he's saying these men that are rising up in revolt, if they die of natural causes or the way every human being dies, then God didn't set me as leader over the children of Israel. Okay? And then he says, but if the Lord make a new thing and the earth open her mouth and swallow them up with all that appertains to them, then they go down quickly into the pit. Then you shall understand that these men have provoked the Lord. So he's saying if something weird happens, like the earth opens up and swallows them whole, then you'll know that God has set me in the place that I'm at now. And sure enough, that's what happened. And it came to pass, as he made an end of speaking of these words, then the ground clave asunder that was under them, and the earth opened her mouth and swallowed them up and their houses and all the men appertaining unto Korah and all their goods. They and all that appertained to them went down alive into the pit, and the earth closed up on them, and they perished among the congregation. And all Israel that were around them fled and cried at the cry of them, for they said, lest the earth swallow us up too. And there came out a fire from the Lord and consumed the 250 men that offered incense. Okay, so God is going to set straight who he has in leadership and who he doesn't. So the next question in Perkei Avot 3:1 is, and before whom you are destined to give a judgment and an account, before the supreme King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be he. Numbers 16:20-21 says, and the Lord spake unto Moses and unto Aaron, saying, separate yourselves from among this congregation, that I may consume them in a moment. Pretty serious stuff. And finally, Revelation 20:12-15 says, and I saw the dead, small and great, stand before God, and the books were open, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books, according to their works. And the sea gave up the dead that was within it, and death and hell delivered up the dead which were in them, and they were judged every man according to their works. And death and hell were cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And whosoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So, whence you came, mankind, whither you go, to the grave, ultimately to the great white throne, or, if unrepentant, to the lake of fire, and before whom you will give justification and reckoning, before Adonai on judgment day. Thanks for watching. Shalom, Shavua Tov. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to press the like button as well as the subscribe button if you haven't done so already, and the notification bell that'll let you know every time I make a new video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. Also, visit our website at abrahamsdescendants.com. Thanks. Shalom.